Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel where I dive deep into influencer culture and call influencers out for their crappy behaviors. Today we are diving into GorlWorld, which is very hard to say. For the first time, we're gonna dip our toes, get them a little wet, because Amberlynn Reid has officially lost monetization status on YouTube. Everyone has said that it's kind of been a long time coming, and this morning I watched August the Duck's video on this, and he had a couple really good points in terms of holding YouTube accountable to enforcing their policy changes. And I think this is such an important conversation to open the door to and start to have, because YouTube has been known to be a pretty quote-unquote platform when it comes to who they tend to protect, which is the people making the money. And oftentimes those big creators who are making them all the money aren't necessarily the best people with the best content or platform. So we're going to talk about it. Let's go, guys. So I came across this Reddit post, and I think it's a really good place to start. Controversial weight loss, quote unquote, using that term lightly, YouTuber Amberlynn Reid wipes channel after being demonetized and appeal is rejected. Amberlynn Reid is a YouTuber who 13 years ago started her YouTube channel as a weight loss channel. Over the years, she managed to gain over 200 pounds and went through 5 to 6 different long-term relationships and has been in many controversies due to her treatment of her partners, friends, and pets. She has also been called out for frequently lying and a lot of trolling in the past. Earlier this week, Redditors noticed that Amber's videos were being removed for self-harm and decided to go through and report all of her videos that exposed her eating disordered behaviors, mostly mukbangs and discussions of binge eating. YouTube seems to be paying attention after a lawsuit related to Eugenia Cooney. Yesterday, Amberlynn went live and expressed to everyone that her YouTube partner program appeal was rejected and that she would be leaving YouTube despite the fact that she will have the opportunity to appeal again. She pinned her Cash App and directed people to her Cameo. She expressed she had not saved any money in her years on YouTube. Well, that was your first mistake. Despite previously bragging about all the money she had made over the years and previously admitting to spending over $3,000 a month on DoorDash alone. Amberlynn was dry begging and revealed her elderly dog Twinkie was getting surgery this week. Convenient timing. And she needed her family's help to pay for it. After the live stream ended, she posted saying her Cash App was reported right as she ended the live, and she posted a Venmo account instead. Last night, folks noticed that Amberlynn was privating her catalog of videos. This stopped, and it seemed she had removed all of her videos before February 28th of 2024. As of not too long ago today, she has wiped her entire channel aside from the live she did last night. This is what you'll see if you visit her channel. And then it shows a screenshot of her channel being blank and the live stream, which I have downloaded and we can go take a look at here. So now Amberlynn's track record on YouTube is not the shiniest. She's been accused of not only animal abuse, but also being extremely abusive and controlling in her personal relationships. So right now, I understand why she might be panicking, because not only does she have 13 years of zero job experience, but she also does not have a good track record on social media. Any Google search that any employer would do before hiring her would come up with a laundry list of issues, which is what a couple commenters here were saying as well. Okay, Google, stop. I did. I said a simple Google be interrupting us over there. What the heck? So one commenter said, she's flat out unemployable. How does one be unemployable? Can't she get a job in a store, small-time restaurant, janitor, rubbish dude, or any other labor work? I really don't think she's fit for labor work, but okay. And someone said she can reapply for remonetization after 90 days, so long as she gets her channel in line with guidelines. Why not try that or transition to another platform? She'll probably end up transitioning to TikTok. Like, you can go live on TikTok, and that's all she's allegedly been doing for the last while, is going live on YouTube. So it might take some time to get monetized and, get up and running, but she could easily pivot to a live TikTok lol cow. She said that she's been trying to apply for jobs, but she's not hireable. 13 years of nothing but YouTube and only part-time jobs ever in one of the most stagnant job markets in recent history. She doesn't even have a driver's license. She's fucked. So again, people are saying like that's probably why she's panicking. Now, this is very interesting and a nuanced conversation that needs to be had because, well, yes, it's good that YouTube is finally enforcing policies and kind of putting their foot down. If no other mukbanger, if no other huge YouTuber who creates the same kind of content that ALR creates gets penalized for this, then it kind of is just YouTube doing what they always tend to do, which is when a creator gets a ton of reports on their content, that's when they pay attention. So they're not actively trying to seek out and enforce their policies and ultimately care more about the revenue and the money coming in than keeping the platform a safe place to be. They've done this repeatedly in the past, and it's a pattern of behavior with YouTube and their policy enforcement. A really good point that August the Duck had said was that YouTube really only tends to listen if people are really, really loud about that creator, about speaking out about that creator, which is just do better. So we'll really have to keep an eye on other GorlWorld creators, see if they get demonetized. And someone that August the Duck brought up, who, by the way, great creator. He does awesome videos, awesome recaps of stuff, and commentary videos. I highly recommend you go and subscribe to him. I will have his channel linked down below. But a really good point that he made was there's this other YouTube creator on the platform called Hungry Fat Chick, and she openly admits to creating feeder content, which is a type of fish content revolving around eating an obscene amount of food. Apparently, it's a turn on. I don't know. I have misophonia. Is that what it's called? I'm going to Google it. Misophonia. Okay, yeah. So I have misophonia. So certain sounds really just bother me, trigger me. It creates a stress response within my body, something that I can't control. So listening to people eat and listening to mouth sounds, like I said in the Shannon Rose one, it triggered me because her mouth was so dry and it was just like, and it's like, please just take a sip of water, something. I can't listen to this. It drives me bonkers. So I don't know why this is such popular content, but it is. We see it across TikTok and across YouTube where people just sit in their cars and eat food and sometimes give reviews and sometimes just do story times while they're shoving their face. And I can't get on board with it. Can't get on board with it. So I won't be showing many examples of those types of foods as we dive deeper into this type of content because I can't do it. But we will have some good conversations surrounding everything. So here's the thing. YouTube changed their policies back in 2023 to include eating disorders in self-harm type content. And before that, they were able to be kind of more openly discussed. And that being said, creators still managed to get away with content like the content that Amberlynn Reid was posting up until very recently. And even in her live, she tries to say, I haven't posted anything in 6 months. I just go live. I just blah, blah, blah. But that is such a straw man argument because you're basically admitting that between the policy change and up to 6 months ago, you had been posting that type of content. And obviously, if she got mass reported and a lot of her videos got flagged for eating disorder and she effectively got demonetized, well, no, you were going against YouTube guidelines. It's very clear. Now, as I already stated, if she is the only one that's being targeted because of the mass reporting, because she has such a following that despises her due to her past behaviors and actions, then that's a problem because we're not actually actively trying to fix the issue that is so harmful for the younger generation, which brings up the whole Eugenia Cooney lawsuit. Now, I won't get too far into that. That can be its own separate thing. And I don't know a whole lot about it yet, but I did find a really good summary here on Reddit, and it has a lot of the lawsuit documentation paperwork. Currently, right now, Eugenia Cooney is going through a pretty big lawsuit, and the plaintiffs are asking for the back-end information from TikTok because they feel as though she is posting extremely harmful content and it is directly impacting young girls because she is a big creator on TikTok, so she gets fed in the algorithm more. And again, because she's such a big creator on TikTok, because her videos got so many views, her lives got so many views and so much engagement, TikTok kept feeding her into the algorithm, even though what she was posting was indirectly or directly harmful to the young, impressionable audience that she influences. So this says, the plaintiffs in one of the many cases just filed for a motion to compel discovery related to materials regarding TikTok's business relationship with Eugenia Cooney, whose content they heavily promoted on their platform despite knowledge of her health situation. TikTok has a professional business arrangement with her, and she is a paid influencer on the platform. There are some interesting things mentioned here. It's clear Eugenia Cooney's deteriorating health was becoming too much of a liability for TikTok to have her remain as a heavily promoted influencer. Although they did invite Eugenia to their New York offices after her health scare in May. That's the part of the reason they're getting this motion, since they're not being forthcoming about their professional entanglement with Eugenia. A lot of the materials from my review of some of the other filings are sealed, but this joint letter laying out the plaintiffs' arguments supporting their requests for more material from TikTok about Eugenia Cooney, considering they are withholding quite a lot and much of it would be damning evidence for the plaintiffs in this case. Got a Mickey leg sticking out here. So that's the thing with everything that's going down with Eugenia, with parents and plaintiffs starting to speak out and starting to sue for this harmful content being promoted so heavily to children, mostly, especially on TikTok. YouTube is a little bit of a different ballgame, but still a problem nonetheless. But people are speculating that YouTube obviously is trying to avoid a lawsuit in itself while still being able to maintain their revenue, their income from these larger creators. So when Amberlynn Reid's content got mass reported, they had to kind of step up before they got in big trouble. It kind of got pushed to the forefront of their eyeballs and said, hey, here's some harmful content that's been going on for so long. But other creators who are doing the exact same thing, who aren't getting those mass reports because they don't have as big of a hate community, or they don't have a hate community that's speaking out against them, then that's a problem because it's not actually enforcing the policy in an ethical manner, in my opinion. And August the Duck kind of summarizes this point really well in his video. So I'm going to play that clip here for you.
YouTube does this sort of thing all the time where they make this big stance where they claim they're making all these positive changes to make YouTube a safer place. And really, the only reason they're doing it is either one, because of building legal pressure, or two, because of legal pressure that's already built and they literally have no other choice. And even then, after they do all their forum posts and all the announcements on social media, they only ever take action on these new policies when it's shoved in their face like this. When a channel gets mass reported and they're like, oh, well, fuck, I guess we've got to do something now. I would not be surprised whatsoever, and actually it's just what I expect, if not a single other mukbanger gets hit with anything even remotely close to this. And I think it's why YouTube has garnered this reputation of being such an unfair social media platform. People don't only violate the guidelines, they build their entire content strategy around doing so, and they're completely fine because their audience knows how to play by the rules, and they just don't report it. And I truly believe that if YouTube sees something violating the guidelines, as long as there's no reports, as long as there's no outrage about it, they just don't give a shit.
Now I want to go and take a look at Amberlynn Reid's live. We might scrub through some of it because I believe it's about an hour long. I'm coming at it from a completely outsider perspective, but I do know that there is more problematic behavior, more aggressive behavior from Amberlynn Reid that goes beyond just this harmful content. It's back-end stuff that makes her a harmful person. So let's go ahead and just take a look at what she has to say during her live. I am going to speed this up because, again, it is pretty long, but at least we'll get an idea of what she has to say. Okay, it's under an hour. It's 47 minutes long. So we'll see how much we get through in that case. Okay, so here is Amberlynn's End of an Era live. Let's take a look at what she has to say.
Hi, guys.
Almost a minute and a half in with no talking. And then she addresses us. That was a long time. I'm glad I skipped forward.
Oh my God. Has it always been like this? To where it's at and then like the username, it's not like your actual name? How crazy.
What?
Someone said 6'7". Oh God. I can't with that.
Me neither.
I'm just waiting for more people to come in. How are you guys doing though? I'm feeling a little nervous.
A little
I'm
nervy?
feeling a little nervous. I really don't want to cry in this live stream, but you know what? I might. I've been having people tell me like, you know, be transparent. Baby! Be transparent. And, sorry, hold on. I have a cat who likes to play with my earrings, which is fine and dandy. They're broke. That's why I'm not wearing them, by the way. So it's hard for me to be transparent on YouTube. That's been very obvious for me for a very long time. That immediately when I turn on a camera or I go live stream or whatever it may be, I kind of like turn into this robotic version of myself.
I was going to say character, but robotic version of yourself. I mean, to a certain extent, that's fair. We all come on, and I believe, not to plug August the Duck again, but I believe that he has said it before where it's like, you get this version of me and it's pretty similar to the real version of me, but it's not the real me. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you know the person that comes on camera, that comes on screen, but you don't actually know the person behind the screen. But when it becomes this whole facade and you're trying to play a character that is so opposite of who you actually are, or when you start to lie or hide really harmful stuff, that's where that transparency issue comes into play. Because it's like, okay, but you're lying about who you are. You're not just coming on and like, you're playing a role. I find that if the lack of transparency is harmful, then yeah, of course, that's not okay. Which I don't know what she's going to follow up with after this, but it's like, okay.
And it comes natural. Genuinely, it comes natural. I instantly know exactly what, like, it's not even that I
See, and I feel like this is the issue with being a lol cow on the internet and having played up this facade of rage bait or making people dislike you. I feel like that's the tricky trap that you get stuck in, because when you come on, you know that you have a big group of haters, especially with a highly controversial person like Amberlynn Reid. Of course, when she comes on, she's going to act like this robot. She's going to be guarded and not her transparent self because people call her out on her BS.
know exactly. It's just my body knows exactly how to act because I have such a wall up.
Mm-hmm. No doubt.
Say you have a friendship, say you are in a relationship, say you are, it's a cousin, it's an uncle, it doesn't matter. There's a coworker. There's someone in your life that used to bring you joy. But then every time you were around them, they would nitpick the way you spoke, what you looked like. You weren't crying enough, you were crying too much. You weren't eating enough, you're eating too much. You're not supposed to be doing that. Actually, every traumatic thing that you tell me is actually a lie. Oh, you're fat. Oh, you're gross. Oh, you don't shower. Oh, you're... Eventually, the way you are around them is not going to be how you once were.
See, and I get what she's trying to say, because she's obviously talking to her hate group right now and them nitpicking at her every move. But it's like, but you also are a very toxic, harmful person behind the scenes. Like, it's not just this people don't like you because you're overweight or because you don't shower. Like, she's focusing on really shallow examples right now. And it's like, it's deeper than that. The level of disdain runs deeper than people just not liking you for XYZ. They don't like you because you promote harmful content, because you are a harmful person with an past. That's been proven and people have spoken out against. So it's like, I understand what she's saying. And yeah, if you were around someone in real life like that, then yeah, cut that person out of your life. You don't need that. But to come on here and pretend and play this facade when really everybody knows that you're not a good person, I think that's where the disconnect is. So it's like, I get what she's saying, and also she's not a good person, and also you shouldn't be seeking out your hate. You shouldn't be focused on that. If it's so bothersome to your mental health, if it's so triggering or anything like that, it's either time to take a break from social media, reevaluate the content you're putting out, because it's like, why are people being so cruel towards you, and not go seek out those types of comments. And obviously she probably has some in her lives or in her comment section, stuff like that. But it's like, I find a lot of these creators will go and call out the Reddit bullies or call out the detractors, but they will never not go look at it. On the other hand, I do understand keeping an eye on it, because if people are spreading false narratives that are very harmful, then yeah, you need to shut that down. But ask a mod to do that, to keep an eye on the detractors, versus you going and actually doing that. That's an option. So anyway, let's see what else she has to say.
I've had a lot of people say that I'm not the same person I was when I first started YouTube. And that's
I would
the truth.
hope so. After 13 years.
I can handle a lot. I can handle a lot. A lot of people are like, Amberlynn, you wouldn't be able to join the LCU because all the hate you get. I would get less hate there than I would here.
What's LCU?
I know I have support. I know there are people who...
I'm going to Google it, because she's just the Lokesh Cinematic Universe, an Indian media franchise and shared universe of Tamil language action thriller films created by Lokesh. Currently the Hyatt film franchise. No, I don't think that's it. Maybe it is. Okay. I don't know. I don't know what that is. If someone can fill me in, please. I am so detached from the GorlWorld stuff, and I obviously haven't looked into that. If someone could let me know what LCU stands for and her joining it and what that means, please.
Genuinely care, who genuinely like me, who genuinely see me for who I am. I know that. But reaction channels have created an environment, a safe space, a community to literally breed and feed off of hating me. And this has led to a lot of bad things in my life. A lot. Genuinely. And I have gotten through it every single time. I was able to get through it.
But like, self-inflicted bad things. I'm sure some people spread some false narratives. You always have channels who don't do their due diligence, or who will focus on speculation and allow it to happen and stuff like that. But the hate surrounding Amberlynn Reid is so big because of all of the things she's done, all the allegations against her, all of the proof and evidence that's against her. That's why the hate community is so big towards her. I don't know. I get it. It must be really hard. But also, if you're going to be a bad person, you're going to get called out for being a bad person. And I think it's people's right to have transparency on social media. And if you can't come on and be transparent, if you can't come on and apologize for your actions and learn and grow and change as a human being, then yeah, I think the reaction communities have a right to call you out for that.
I always told myself that no matter what happens, I can get through it.
We're less than 10 minutes in and she's already crying. She said she wasn't even going to try and cry, or she was going to try not to cry.
And I was right. I always did. I put myself through all of this because it was my job. It was my passion. I love YouTube. I love making content. I love talking to you guys. I love talking. I don't know if it's, I just like to hear myself talk. I don't know what it is. Like, why is anyone on YouTube?
Likely.
We enjoy this type of job. We enjoy talking about ourselves. whether it's narcissistic or whatever it may be. Or maybe it's just a little girl inside of me. No one ever listened to me as a kid, as a teenager. And then finally thousands of people wanted to listen to me. Like, whatever your reason is for watching me, you've watched me.
I'm sorry. I haven't watched you at all. Not even a little bit. This is my first time watching you, so I apologize. I haven't been a very good supporter.
And I've been on YouTube for 13 years. 13. And I have had some major ebbs and flows on YouTube, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And I've tried my very hardest to share my journey, but do it the right way. I have not uploaded an actual video in like half of a year. I've done just live streams. I have not talked about EDs. I have not really talked about my weight. I have not done anything like that. That's what my channel was for the longest time, though. It was genuinely all of that type of stuff. But that was years ago. Mukbang, who is she? I haven't filmed one of those since I was with Feline.
Can I just say, though, her eyeliner is slaying, because like I can't do eyeliner like that, and it's so even and matches. Like I can't. I'd have one out to my temple and then one that like ended like at my eyeball. I'm envious of people who can do nice eyeliner. I'll give her that. If it's the only thing we give Amberlynn Reid, she slayed with that eyeliner today.
And then I got mass reported hard. Like it was crazy.
So again, she's saying like, I haven't done this in 6 months. I haven't uploaded a mukbang since I was with so-and-so. But again, the policy change was in, I believe, April of 2023. I'll confirm, but I'm pretty sure that's when it was. At the very least, I know it was in 2023. So any video after that has the right to be reported if you're talking about that type of stuff.
I'm confused.
Okay.
About, say you're driving, right? And
oh my gosh.
You're driving on a road that goes 60 miles per hour.
Oh, this is what August the Duck shared. Get this comparison, okay?
And then they realize, actually, no, I think this road should be 45. So you're going down it, 45. And then a cop pulls you over. And they're like, last month you were going 60 down this, so I'm going to give you a ticket. And you're like, but wait a minute. I was allowed to then, though. Like, I was allowed to. That's what it feels like to me.
And see, that's a valid point, right? She has a point there for getting penalized for past things. If the videos reported were before April of 2023, before the policy change. Anything after that, though, which she was consistently posting, consistently going live, and people have a right to report that now, today, anytime. That anything it goes against YouTube's policy, people can report that. So this is such an invalid argument because it doesn't pertain to the discussion at hand. She's not being penalized for past mistakes and getting her platform demonetized. She's getting penalized for mistakes that she made after the policy changes were in place. That's it.
That's what it genuinely feels like to me.
But it's
I'm
not.
being punished for things that I posted years ago. And
regardless, we do the best we can until we know better, and then we're expected to do better. So going back and seeing that, hey, this was actually quite harmful, I don't think that absolves you of accountability for that, even if it was before the policy changes. If she was demonetized because of a video she made 6 years ago that was really trashy or whatever, then yeah, this argument would be valid, but that's not the case.
that's okay.
Is it okay?
I am going to obviously gracefully accept YouTube's decision. But I've
This is gracefully.
been on here for 13 years. This has been my job for 13 years.
And I get that. I get that that's devastating. This has been her sole income, her main job for 13 years. That's a long time to be making income at a job. Absolutely. But the fact that she didn't put away any savings, which I'm sure she's going to get into here shortly, the fact that she didn't save anything, invest anything, like that's on you, especially if you're bragging about spending $3,000 a month in DoorDash. Your current state is nobody's fault but your own.
This has been my constant for 13 years. I have been so beyond, for the lack of a better term, blessed. I'm grateful.
Yeah, you are. You should be grateful and feel blessed that it went on for as long as it did, given your track record. She should have been demonetized and deplatformed years ago, but she didn't. So at least she's saying she's grateful for that. At least.
But everything happens for a reason.
It's amazing how we see tears when these big social media influencers are losing their platform. That's when we see tears. It was the same with Emily Kaiser being completely wrecked over losing TikTok. But when big accusations happen, when big life-changing events happen and they get accused of that, you see no remorse. You get this pathetic I'm sorry, or no sorry at all, and it just gets ignored. It's really dystopian. It really is. Most people would be upset being demonetized or losing a platform, especially under false pretenses, which does happen. It almost happened to Slyboy, who was getting falsely reported for exposing a pedophile, like an open pedophile, which is another, oh my gosh, that's another rabbit hole that I want to dive down, because what the actual fuck. But for someone with such problematic content, and then also not putting any money aside with the chance that this could happen, is just irresponsible.
Everything. Life is genuinely about yin yang. Good things happen and bad things. Positive things happen and negative things. And that's always how it will be. Always. It's like a part of me regrets sharing my journey as someone who struggles, just genuinely struggles as a human. It's like I'm too afraid to say anything because
I mean, it's already over. You might as well say what's on your mind. You're already deplatformed. You're already demonetized. Like, you might as well just not be afraid to say what you have to say now. And I would like to see that transparency. I'd like to see that level of accountability, and we're not going to, because she keeps trying to deflect and say this is the fault or that's the fault or I did this or whatever the case may be. So we'll see.
As we speak, YouTube is changing a lot. And it's like...
for the better. Again, we do the best we can until we know better, and then we're expected to do better. These policy changes are not bad. Them being enforced for one person because she got mass reported, that's not okay. And I will be on Amberlynn Reid's side with that. If we don't see the same consequences coming from other people who are openly creating the same content as her, that is absolutely a problem. Because people weaponize the use of mass reporting to get smaller channels taken down, or to get channels taken down in general. And that is a very toxic and harmful thing, especially for smaller creators. It's something that a lot of people worry about, because then you try to deal with back-end YouTube and it's impossible. It's AI, especially if you're a smaller creator not bringing a lot of revenue into the system.
At the time, I genuinely thought I was doing what was right. I was just sharing my thoughts, my life, my struggles. Whether it was wrong or right or this or that, like, I never intentionally meant to do something I wasn't supposed to. Oh, sorry.
You're making it worse.
I literally did my makeup so I could do cameos. Thankfully, I did them already because my makeup's getting messed up.
What is Cameo? I don't even know what that is. I've never heard of that. Is that just where they come in and like talk to people? Like, it's personalized stuff? I don't know.
Speaking of Cameo, not me putting an ad in the middle of a freaking breakdown. I mean, truly being 100% vulnerable in this moment. 100%. I'll explain why I'm putting these ads in. But my Cameo is 40% off. So I have an old thing that's linked, and that is because I am currently in a stage of life where YouTube is no longer my job. YouTube demonized me. Sorry, I really did think that was funny because everyone was talking about demonetized, and then this random person put demonized, and it made me laugh. In the fit of an actual storm inside of me, I thought it was funny, and I don't know why. I don't know why a lot of things are funny. I don't know why it just was. Okay. So I was demonetized because I was mass reported hardcore.
You said
like
this?
Hardcore.
You said that?
And I was getting screenshots from forums and Facebook's this and that and the subreddits and the this and the that where people were celebrating reporting me. So it became a I don't know.
See, okay. Mass reporting is definitely a touchy subject. If someone is toxic, if someone deserves to be deplatformed, which again, I'm not a huge fan of cancel culture. I don't believe in it. I believe that people can grow and change. And if they show us with their actions that they've grown and changed, then cool, fine, move on, right? To be mass reported, to be demonetized, and then also lose your appeal for monetization, especially as a bigger creator, bringing in more revenue to, I mean, her views were likely down over the last couple years because a lot of these people, like the rage baiters and the lol cows, their views have dropped significantly. But to lose your appeal means that it wasn't false mass reporting.
A hobby for some people, it became a let's take Amberlynn down type of thing. And so I became demonetized. And I appealed it, obviously. You had to send in a video under 5 minutes, and you had to like answer these bullet points and, you know, this and that. I was scared. Obviously, who wouldn't be? This has been my source of income. It's why I have a roof over my head. It's how I'm able to take care of. It's the reason why I have anything in my life. I had nothing. I genuinely had nothing. And now I have everything I need because of YouTube. I'm scared.
Valid. I
don't know anything different.
Makes sense. 13 years is a long time.
Twinkie has surgery on Friday.
I think that's
Twinkie
her
has
dog.
surgery on Friday. And that is why you guys have randomly been hearing me say, I'm going to the vet, because I am trying so fucking hard to figure out what is wrong with her. And thankfully it's now being taken care of.
I don't know what that has to do with anything during this conversation other than she's trying to guilt trip people or get that sympathy vote from people to send her Venmo stuff, Cash App stuff. Like, I don't.
So I'm worried. Keep her in your thoughts, please, because it has been a lot. I'm just glad it's getting taken care of. But why I mentioned that, it's just random shit. Like, and I bought all the gifts already. I was supposed to do a swap with Pink Sparkles. I haven't even reached out to her yet to let her know that, like, last time I sent her gifts, it was like $400 in shipping. I can't do that. I can't. And that's me being absolutely 100 transparent.
Can someone please fill me in on who's Sparkles? Because I don't know who that is either. Okay.
I have to save every penny where I can.
Yeah.
And I'm so thankful for my grandma and my mom. They both offered to help pay for Twinkie's surgery. I literally was so grateful. Like, this is genuinely, it's more serious than it's more serious than, oh, Amberlynn got demonetized. It's like it's heavier than that. You know, imagine losing. Just imagine losing it all, you know? And, my savings was directly for taxes. It was directly for taxes.
Yikes. You probably should have put maybe $15,000 aside for income for emergencies, not just for taxes. Yikes. That's a big yikes.
I just feel really lost, confused, frustrated. I feel like things aren't always fair. Because it's like, yeah, I made the content, but my content is on hundreds of reaction channels. Every last bit of it, not just snippets, not just this and that, but like my whole video. How are you going to tell that person in the car they have to go 45 miles per hour, but they're in trouble for going 60 a month ago when they were allowed to? But just because the reaction channel might be driving a different car, they're allowed to go 60 when I'm not?
Oh my gosh. That's such a, oh my gosh.
This is, I don't want this to happen to anybody. I don't care if I dislike you, if you've ruined my life, if you have created a hate mob for me, if you have read it, you have fed it, and you have nurtured it as your own, as your baby, as your whatever. I want you to know, deep down, if you're watching this and you're a reaction channel, if I were you, do what you can to make it to where this does not happen to you. Please. Like, genuinely and wholeheartedly.
Whew. I like how she's giving YouTube advice after getting demonetized. Like, you're not in a place to be giving advice to anyone, Chicky Poo. Like, okay, thank you. I think most people are trying their best to stick to YouTube guidelines and policies and, you know, not get demonetized. Anyone who's monetized on the platform, that is. Like, that's just common sense. It's just common sense.
Because I wouldn't wish this type of fear and pain on anybody.
But it's also something to say of not putting all your eggs in one basket.
Because it's heavy, it's hard, it's scary, it's not like a place that anyone should be in. People get fired all the time, like genuinely. That's just a thing they do. It just happens. They get fired, they let go, they move on, they quit, they move on to a different journey in their life, whatever it may be. It's a normal part of life. I'm fully aware of that. I'm fully aware. And there are people out there who have it worse than me. I'm also aware of that. I'm aware of all these things, but I'm just, I feel like I'm drowning. And, anyways, so I sent the appeal video, and, they denied it.
Because?
I truly want all my supporters.
No, because.
Please. The people who would have watched me for so long. I'm sorry.
That was a genuine sorry to her supporters because they're not going to get her content anymore, and she's sorry about that, but she's not sorry for all the extremely harmful, toxic behaviors from her past, and has never expressed this level of sorrow towards those actions. Very telling. Very telling. To my knowledge, at least. To my knowledge. My very surface level knowledge.
I can't go. I don't think many people would say you're at work and your boss comes up to you and says, I've decided I'm not going to pay you anymore. You can keep coming in though. I don't think anyone would. I understand I wasn't coming on here as frequently as I should have been or would have been, could have been, but I was still coming. Now I have to put that time and that energy into other things. I do. I have to give all of myself to something else. And I'm so sorry. Like, it genuinely hurts my fucking soul to say that. It really does. It really, really does. It really, really does.
Mm-hmm. I think it really, really does hurt her soul, genuinely.
I have to go be a normal person now. A normal person.
Oh no. The horror.
I always try to look at the positives to every single situation, no matter how hurtful, painful, scary, no matter what. I try my very, very hardest to look at the positives of it all. And the positives that I see in this is as scary and as hard and as painful as it is, I get to embark on a different journey now. I get to demonstrate what am I trying to say? Sorry.
I don't know.
Romeo just
I don't know what you're trying to say, girl. I'm trying to listen to what you're trying to say and hear what you're trying to say, but I also don't know.
out and it distracted me. Hi, baby. Hi. I've been depressed as fuck. I'm not gonna lie. I haven't been depressed in so long, you guys. I haven't brushed my hair since this happened. I have been down in a funk. I have been so scared.
Oh my gosh. Whew.
And then last night, when I got denied. Oh, when I got denied last night, you guys. I didn't cry. I was so shocked. Genuinely, truly so shocked.
Okay, but isn't that kind of a wake-up call that, hey, maybe I was posting harmful stuff? Again, like, she's playing this woe is me victim without taking any accountability into how harmful her content obviously was. To appeal and lose your appeal is way different from being falsely mass reported and getting it sorted out in YouTube's back end. She lost her appeal. That's not for no reason.
I would have loved a chance to fix it first, but that's just not the way it goes. What are you doing, Rome's? And it's like, it's really hard because it's the holidays, and I wanted it special for my grandma. I wanted it special for my mom because that's the type of person I am. And I just feel so stupid. Me and my mom had so many things planned for Vlogmas. I would say in my vlogs, oh, nothing's planned. Me and my mom planned a lot, and I was really excited. I bought a $1,300 camera, you guys.
Oh, yikes. Oh my gosh. Could you imagine investing in a camera only to get immediately demonetized? At least you can sell that $1,300 camera, or you can abide by YouTube's policies and asked to be remonetized in 3 months and 90 days. As long as she sticks to YouTube's content guidelines, she is eligible for remonetization in 3 months. She can also pivot and do her Vlogmas on TikTok. Oh, you good guy. He's so ridiculous. You guys can't really see him, but he has his legs turned back like this and his neck stretched all the way out. Like, it's so ridiculous when he lies down like this. I love him. But yeah, 13. Well, I mean, girl, you can sell that camera and pay for your dog's surgery. Cat. You did animals surgery on Friday. So at least there's that. Maybe sign it, do a cameo with it, then you get double extra money from like one of your stands or something. A signed Amberlynn Reid camera for like $1,500. Make some money back.
I'm gonna be selling that.
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna be selling my choosies. I'm gonna be selling Legos. I'm gonna be selling my books. I'm gonna be selling whatever I can sell to help me in this time.
I feel that. Me too.
Again, my cameo is 40% off.
Mini plug.
I don't like to be the person to say, oh, here's my Cash App. It feels weird. It feels weird and it feels wrong. It feels weird. But if you want to give me a penny, you can give me a penny. I made a Cash App. I don't even really know. I guess I can put it in the I don't really know. I'm genuinely new to this. But I'm currently applying for jobs. I am currently finding other routes of income. YouTube has been great. It has been hard. Ropes. Hi. Hi, baby. You're so sweet. Yeah. I have to figure out some stuff for sure. But
Yep.
what I'm trying to say is, which I don't want to say it, but the actual reality of it all. The reality of it all is, I'm leaving YouTube. I'm leaving YouTube. It's not my job anymore.
For now.
I don't know what that's going to look like for me in my life. Will I come on here randomly? Sure. I'll come on here randomly. Because
I feel as though just deleting all of the videos and then not showing YouTube that you understand how harmful your content was, that you understand why you got demonetized, and posting stuff that is within content guidelines, I don't think that, her ghosting YouTube is very good for her reappeal in a couple months. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense.
So many people. I personally, for me, can't imagine roles being reversed. There's a YouTuber I've watched for years and years and years, and all of a sudden they're like, okay, bye, deuces. That would be really depressing for me. And I'm not saying I'm anything amazing. Like, I'm not saying I'm anything amazing, but there are people who, sorry about my scratches, you guys. But there are people who do like watching me, and I don't know, but there's no Vlogmas, there's no this or that, there's no, it's...
I think people will be okay. You don't have to worry too much about that. I think people will be okay.
I have to put my energy into a different job.
You said this.
I don't know what that looks like for me right now. I don't know anything. I
Also
don't know anything. But I really am appreciative for this time that I've had on YouTube. I really, really am. And it was something I never took for granted. Never, ever. But I've been horrific with money. I'll say that. I've been horrific with money. And my CPM constantly was getting lowered, which means it's how much you get paid per 1,000 views. And everyone's on YouTube is different. No one gets paid the same amount. And it changes every single day, might I add. Not everyone hates you. I know. But like... I forgot what I was saying. Oh yeah, I was really bad with money. I grew up with nothing, so it's like the psychological weird thing that your mind does. You're gonna go one of two ways when you grow up with nothing. You're either gonna be super like, oh my god, I have to watch my money in case it all goes away, or you're gonna be my extreme that I did is I need all the stuffs in case my money goes away.
Yeah, but now you have all the stuffs and no money and need to sell all the stuffs. So was it worth it? That's not a good life lesson to teach people. Obviously, the opposite would have been worth it, to invest, to save more than just for taxes.
I don't know why I was like that. It's like, I just would spend money all the time. Some people are bad with money. I mean, one thing for sure is my bills were always paid on time. I've never been I've never been the type to not be responsible in that way. But it's like my free money, my money that was just chilling, spend. Like, my hobbies are expensive, like Lego. And do I have regrets? Of course I do. Do I wish I can go back in time? Yes. Behave differently regarding money? Yes.
Is that the only way you wish you could go back in time and behave differently? Because I have a couple more things to add to that list if it's just go back in time to behave differently.
Absolutely. But I mean, I'm not the only one that does shit like that, Like,
it doesn't matter. That this is already an invalid argument. He did it, so I can do it too. No.
I find so much comfort when Trisha Paytas goes on random little rants because she's the same way. Like, and she makes so much more than me. Like,
and probably is so much smarter with her money than you. She's probably invested and has like funds set up for her children and stuff like that. Like, yeah. Okay.
She's not good at saving money.
You know this? Is Trisha Paytas open about not being good at saving money? Maybe her husband is.
She spends all her money. She this, she that. It's so eye-opening to me that, like, no matter what type of life you came from, no matter what type of job you have, no matter what type of anything, it's like so many things are relatable. Being a human. Like, have you guys ever, like, been watching TikTok and someone says something and you're like, wait, that's weird, I do that too. And then you, like, open the comments and, like, you see all the comments and they're like, damn, I don't have one single, like, experience that someone else doesn't have, or, it's...
Yeah, me going down the ADHD TikTok thing and realizing, oh my gosh, I do that and I'm not alone. Wow. So yes, that is relatable. I have been there.
Very bad. It's very that. And it's weirdly comforting.
Why is that
I
bad?
don't know.
I'm weird. I'm weirded out.
So the end of an era.
Mm-hmm.
The end of Amberlynn Reid on YouTube. I didn't expect it to be this soon, I will tell you that. I did not expect it. But
13 years? And that's soon?
I see the positives in this. I do. You know, I get to experience life differently now. I get to have different routines and hopefully meet new people, and this could be good for me.
It could
really
be.
could be good for me. And right now it's hard and heavy and scary.
Yeah. Change is scary. It could be very good for her to take a well-needed social media break, indeed. Yep. Yeah, go out and meet new people and routine. Okay, yep.
I don't like asking anybody for anything. I've very much...
Yet you've asked people to join your Cameo because it's 40% off twice so far, and plugged your Cash App, and your Venmo is attached to this.
Not been that type of girly pop. I do not like asking people, like, especially for money. It makes me feel horrible. Like,
But
the best and only thing I can say is, like, genuinely, if you want to support me, is my Cameo is currently 40% off.
third plug.
And I made a Cash App because someone told me to. They said it would probably be a good idea because you do have supporters. And so I made one. And that's pinned. My Cameo link is in the description. It's taken a lot for me to do that, you know? But sometimes it happens, you know. We were born to work. Tell me why. Like, what? I didn't choose this life. We were born to make money. That is how we survive. So I'm gonna put my Cash App down below. I need to edit that. Hold on a second, you guys, because that thing that automatically pops up, you know, like I said, the yin and yang of it all. I have always been a very giving person when it comes to, like, money and gifts, and everyone has seen that. Everyone's like, Amberlynn, like, what? So it's like, maybe that type of good karma will come back at me. I'm just being as transparent as possible.
Yeah, but okay, but gifting people stuff and everything, I don't think that's enough good karma that outweighs all of the bad karma that surrounds this woman. Again, I know I'm not getting into too many details, but I know that that stuff exists. I know that she's been accused of some horrific things. She is not a nice person off camera, which is why her on-camera persona is probably as robotic as she says it is. So it's like, you being generous with gifting and buying your friends does not absolve you from all of your past terrible behavior. And I don't think it offsets that karma. I really don't.
Like, genuinely in this moment, I feel so, like, I'm not a praying type of person, but I just realized I still have, like, nail polish on my fingers, old nail polish. I'm not a praying type of person, but I have been so desperate that I prayed, and I don't know who's listening, what's listening. I don't at all. But if you pray, please pray. Pray for me, pray for Twinkie, pray for my grandma. Just pray, please. Positive thoughts, anything would actually mean the world. Twinkie does have surgery on Friday.
You mentioned.
I will keep you guys updated on that. I will post a community tab after she's out of surgery. You guys know Twinkie is my actual best friend. She's sleeping right now. So, she's my heart and my soul, my everything and more, and I will do anything and everything for her. So, I'm gonna go.
Okay.
Her surgery, she's getting that lump removed. You guys know that lump? She's getting that lump removed.
I will say, like, I do hope surgery goes okay, you know. We can feel however we want to feel about Amberlynn Reid, but if she's taking her animal to the vet to get a procedure to take care of her animal, we're going to send well wishes to that little baby who's going through surgery on Friday. Absolutely.
Her car. She was driving, obviously, and she slowed down to turn, and someone ran into the back of her car. This was like 2 nights ago, and I'm just like, damn, when it rains it pours, like, for real. Like, I don't know. I'm gonna go. This is the end. It's hard for me to like process, really. Oh my god, look at my eyeliner.
I already did look at your eyeliner. I complimented you on your eyeliner.
Alright. I love you guys too. I really do. I really, really do. I hope that you guys have good lives. And I hope that you guys find another Amberlynn. But I don't think you will. It's only one of those.
Probably not. And I think that's okay.
Life is crazy, isn't it?
Yes.
Oh my god. I don't even want to click off. It's a hard goodbye. It is a hard goodbye. It is a hard goodbye. Alright, you guys. If you don't want to pray for me, pray for Twinkie.
Okay.
And that's the end of it.
I will. Thanks for
Till
your
next time.
permission. Okay, so that's that. So we ended up watching the entire live because of course we did, because of course we did. Perfect. I'm glad that saved because sometimes it doesn't save, and that is the most annoying thing to deal with when editing. Not gonna lie, because I pause a lot. As some of you know, I have lots of thoughts. But that's it. That's what's going on with Amberlynn Reid. She has been demonetized after a mass reporting and also lost her appeal. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see if she comes back in 3 months. Most people are saying there's no way she can't stay away. She's not going to be able to stay away. And I would probably agree, especially after 13 years on YouTube and social media being a quote unquote easy way to make money. I wouldn't be surprised if in 3 months she does apply for monetization again. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. Ultimately, it's great to see YouTube enforcing these policy changes and trying to make YouTube a safer platform. But as YouTube has shown repeatedly since the dawn of YouTube, they tend to protect the predators over the people calling out the predators. So we'll see what happens. And it will be really interesting to see going forward if anyone else suffers the same consequences that Amberlynn Reid is suffering. Because ultimately, if you're just going to slap the wrist on one person because that's where the heat is coming in, then you don't actually care about protecting people on your platform. You don't actually care about making the platform a safer space. I said it. But that's what I have for you for today's video. I'm going to keep diving down this rabbit hole. I've had quite a few recommendations to open this can of worms, and I've been kind of hesitant because there's a lot, and a lot of these people in GorlWorld are very toxic, but I figured this was a good first introduction into it because this is huge. Her getting demonetized finally after so many years of posting such harmful content and just being a really harmful, toxic person herself was huge. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you are having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. Please don't forget to like and subscribe before heading out if you like my coverage of things, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.